Hey guys, what's up? It is Pastor Todd with your 2-minute devotion for today. And on this Tuesday, we're going to continue to look at Joshua chapter 7. And of course, we saw yesterday that God gave a very, very specific instruction to the people of Israel. He said, when you take Jericho, when I give you the promised land, do not keep anything. Do not keep any of Jericho's stuff. Get rid of it, destroy it, because God was afraid if they kept some of the things of Jericho, it may impact their relationship with God, but it also may mean they wouldn't trust God as much, right? If they kept a lot of gold and silver, they'd be like, well, I don't need to listen to God. I already have all my gold and silver. I don't need to follow him. I'm already set. So he was worried that if they take some of that stuff from Jericho, they may not listen to him and they may not follow him. So he said, get rid of it all. Just trust me. I'm going to give you what you need. Get rid of that. And of course, we saw there was a guy named Achan who didn't do that. He kept gold and silver, and not only did he keep it, he lied about it. And because he lied about it, and because he hid from God, the people of Israel end up losing a battle, which we're going to see later this week. So his sin doesn't just hurt him, it hurts the entire community. But we saw that what God wants from his people is now that they've seen his power, now that he's given them the promised land, he wants them to put him first. The first commandment, you shall have no other gods before me. And of course, yesterday we saw that sometimes that God that we can put before the real God is ourselves, our own desires, our own wants. And so even we have to trust God even more than we trust ourselves. We have to put God higher than we put ourselves, which is hard, right? Because we love ourselves, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if we love ourselves too much and love ourselves and trust ourselves more than God, it can lead us to sin. But the other thing is we don't really use that word gods anymore, right? Lowercase g, gods. And so we say gods, we think like Greek mythology and, oh, I'm not worshiping Zeus. Well, I hope not. But that's not necessarily what a god is. Yes, that was a god, but gods in our own lives are anything that we give more attention and more affection to than the one true God, right? Anything that we put first in our lives is a god. And so there are even good things in our lives that we have to be careful of, or they can become a god. Right? There's nothing wrong with playing sports. Nothing wrong with playing sports. But if that sport becomes your life, like I hear people, oh man, basketball is my life. Well, no, it can't be your life. God's got to be your life. But if that sport becomes your life, if it becomes first, if you're giving more attention and effort and energy to that sport than you are your relationship with God, then you have to be careful because it's becoming a god. Even the way you dress, right? If we're putting so much attention into what we wear and how we look more than we're putting into God, that becomes a god. So anything that we give more attention, more energy, more effort to than the one true God becomes a god. And we have to be careful of that. Again, there's nothing wrong with these things as long as they're second to God. So we will see tomorrow what happens because of Achan's sin and not putting God first. But until then, have an awesome week. We'll see you soon. God bless.